Oh, snap. What's going on out there, YouTube?
What's up out there, everybody?
This is JVS.
Back one more time.
One more time.
Doing the non-spoiler review for Southpaw. So
I am phenomenal! Sorry.
what's the word?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's jump into
Jake
this.
Gyllenhaal, y'all. So watching the movie, it was great. Exceeded far beyond expectations. Definitely check it out. If you're interested in life, check this movie out. I especially have to recommend this to any males out there.
Yeah.
This movie, I feel like it'll hit home for all us guys.
Yeah, you don't have to be a sports enthusiast.
Yeah.
It's just the semblance of going through adverse times, tragic times, and the inspiration to try to get through it, how you get through it, even at the worst points. This movie exemplifies that on deeper levels. I agree.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not gonna give y'all a description of it because it spoils too much. You're better off looking at this movie just as it is. But we'll go into the visuals and the way that the camera angles and shots were. Visually, this was shot only Antoine Fuqua, he's the director of, if you haven't seen Training Day, Brooklyn's Finest, Shooter, Equalizer. This is the same director, and he paid so much attention to the world and the dynamics of how a fighter's life would be if they were successful or unsuccessful. And at the same exact time, every fight sequence, I kid you not, I felt like I was looking at real ESPN. The reason why I say that is because I've seen a lot of boxing movies. They kind of they go all at it, it's just all dramatified, and you seeing somebody getting punched and hit. When these dudes are getting hit, especially Jake Gyllenhaal's character, you really believe it because the cuts and the bruises and the way that he just kind of it looks real. Every single fight, when you see the outcome of them, you're like, dang. And even during, they look real. They're in it. You know what I'm saying? And that has to do on the art direction. That had to do with the makeup. That had to do with even the shots. How they had to shoot those certain kind of sequences, and not just the slow motion, but even the natural progression of a fight. When you got somebody that's kind of stuck in the corner, and at the same exact time they go and they cut back, that's realistic. It's not just going to be a one-sided fight unless it's fixed, which most of the fights nowadays, in my honest opinion, they're money driven. And this is a fight, you got two guys, or even whoever's fighting, it shows the dynamics of how a real fight is supposed to progress, and it's done really well. The visuals for this were done really, really well, in my opinion. Even the subtle notions of the music, I thought it was going to be kind of all over the place with Eminem being in it, as far as with the music direction, but it was done really well. I thought all the musical numbers, they were pivotal, especially the training sequence. The training sequence, it wasn't like a Rocky training sequence. It was really different. It had me hyped. I ain't gonna even lie. What did you think about the visuals, as far as the camera angles and I guess the direction?
The visuals are really good. No, I'm joking. Visuals were really good. There were a couple camera angles that caught my attention rather. There are some scenes where pretty much Jake Gyllenhaal's character, he would be in either he's prepping for a fight or he's just in a moment of solitude, and the way they have the camera does this thing where they one time orbit around a wall, and he had his back up against the wall and they orbited around the wall, and it was and I was looking around the wall somebody there, he know it was there. Spoiler. But no. And not only that, but you mentioned the fights, man, the way they shot the fights, they really did their thing. You can tell, when you watch actors try to play a boxer, sometimes it doesn't look natural. Mm-hmm. These actors, I didn't doubt for 1 second that they were not boxers.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So, yeah.
So that's dedication with the actors and whoever the choreographers were, because they had to be at a training. Cause I mean, I don't know if Jake Gyllenhaal had like prior training, but I mean, they really look like technical boxers. They really look like lightweight, like especially even the speed, you know. But anyway, so that was really awesome. So then we'll segue into the acting. Oh my gosh, y'all. Jake, he brought it. He really brought it. I haven't seen Nightcrawler yet. I've heard great things about it. And I've seen how he looks in Nightcrawler, like all skinny and like all lean and stuff like that. For him to go from that to how he is in this, just physically, that was straight method. Because his body and the way he looks and the way he carries himself, even like his mannerisms, he looked grounded in a boxer that is really a street fighter, that's really a warrior. And like the way he uses his dialogue, and the way he talks, and the way he's brought into the fold as a character is amazing. Like he does an amazing job with his acting. But what don't get me wrong, because his wife Amy McAdams does even better. Like everybody to me brought their A game. Forrest Whitaker, the girl that actually played his daughter, they did an amazing job. But even with the daughter, like they all play their role. And I mean, you got Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent in this. You got Naomi Harris, Moneypenny herself in this. There's a lot of notable actors in it, but there's never a point that I don't feel like they're grounded in their characters. It doesn't feel overforced. It doesn't feel like it was overacted. It feels like real. It feels like they really, like they're telling me a story that's something that really did happen. Almost kind of like a biography. Everybody brought their A game. I mean, I think that probably Curtis Jackson's performance is probably the weakest out of everybody's. But at the same time, his character has semblance. There's different things that his character does. 4 and 2, Jake Gyllenhaal's Billy's character. And it's really interesting. You have to really pay attention to it. What did you think about the acting, Joe?
I loved it. It was amazing. It was amazing. I think my favorite performance was Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. Not saying that everyone else's weren't as good or if not better, but the way his character, I liked his character. His character was like, me personally, I really enjoyed his character.
Yeah.
So that's why it's my favorite performance.
Yeah.
But everybody in this movie acted their butts off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. The funny thing was that the girl that plays Jake Gyllenhaal's daughter, Layla, I forgot the actress's name, and I'm trying to get this IMDb up. They be all slow and whatnot. Her actress's name is Una Lawrence. Una, I saw her randomly in this show. It was Law and Order Special Teams or Special Unit. I can't remember what it was.
Special Unit.
Probably. Yeah, that was it. It was funny because when I saw it, like it was a special case where like it was 3 girls involved in like a murder case, and only one of them came back, and she was the youngest one, and I was like, this girl got some acting skills, but she really brought it in this one. Like, if you pay attention to what she's dealing with and how actions that happen with the wife, with the dad, like they all need each other in different levels. Like, especially with the wife, like Amy McAdams, she really helps facilitate how the dynamics of Jake Gyllenhaal's boxing and as a husband, like they all work together so well. But like he said with Forrest Whitaker, he brings it all full circle. Like he's like I said in the spoiler review, he's like the Mick of like Rocky for this generation. But this is not like all dramatified necessarily. This is real. This is some real stuff that really goes down, and it's done so well. So I guess we'll segue into the story.
I think she had the. If you ask me, I think she had the best performance.
Who, the girl?
Yes.
The little girl?
Yes. I think she had the best performance. Cause she covered all the bases, bro. Like, there was one scene, y'all, like, where she was crying, but it wasn't any tears. It was just all in her eyes. Yeah. Like, she was just tearing up, and she wasn't like just like no tears were just falling down her face. I was just like, bruh. I was like, she can act her butt off, man, for real. Yeah. Cause like, and it was so subtle. It was so subtle. And like,
she was in the bed?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, like, I saw that.
That is
that
so real.
Me. Oh my
like,
god.
If you would actually see someone who like dealt with some of the things she dealt with, like that was real. Like that was real.
Even like
I was like, bruh.
You remember like the third act when he went to go visit her? Like the last time he went to go visit her, and they had like this heated argument. Yeah. Like that joint, I almost started crying, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was multiple times. Like between all of their performances, I was like, man, I'm feeling it. Even like Forrest, he had these cool one-liners, bruh. Like towards the end, he had this one-liner. I was like, let's go, get him, Billy. Like real talk, like the screenplay was done really well. I mean, the movie, period. The story, I can't speak like less about it. Like the movie was done so well that it was scripted to be, in my opinion, something grounded in reality. Like this is something that can really happen, or this is something that did happen, or this is something that's currently happening to somebody else. And what are you supposed to do when something like this happens? Not just to a great boxer, but a person that has anger issues, or that was brought up in a broken home, or that was brought up in the system, and they don't have necessarily a backfold or education. The only thing they have is their family, and that gets ripped apart for certain reasons, and they still have to try to be a boxer. Like that whole concept is so different from Rocky, because it grounds you in reality of how is he supposed to make it out on top. Not just in winning, but in life. And to me, the way that they designed this movie, it's about how do you go on after getting knocked down and not breaking completely, and try to see about pulling yourself back up. Not even being able to do it, but see, because you don't have anybody to cover you. You don't have anybody to pick you up. Everything you know and you love has been ripped away from you, or it's telling you got a wall right in front of you can't break through. Like that is the essence of this. And they use boxing as a conduit to show, like, for his life what boxing means, and how he used different forms of boxing, and like how he was brought up. But then when he interacts with Forrest Whitaker's character, how he brings him back to certain things. And I mean, everybody just does an amazing job. I don't want to spoil anything about this movie, but I can't talk about it enough. If you really want to know what we think about the story, go to our spoiler review after you watch the movie. You would do better going and watch this movie for yourself, being completely surprised, and just watch it unfold. It's really raw, though. It's really blunt. There's not a lot of nudity, thank God. There is a lot of profanity, but at the same exact time, it's just real. Like, it's some scary moments. You don't know when or if Billy's character is going to break. All I can say is that at the end of the day, after I came out of the movie, I was motivated. I was encouraged. Whether he won or lost, that's how I felt coming out of it. And that is what the writing and the storytelling did for me in this movie. What did you want to talk about the story, if you want to say anything about it?
Said it.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, we both really enjoyed the story. It might be one of our top 10s this year. It surprised us, because I was thinking this is gonna be a good boxing movie, but I thought it was gonna be ratchet. I didn't really know. I told Joe, I was like, I saw a Creed trailer. I was like, I'm more excited for Creed than I am this. But then I sat there and looked at this movie, and I was like blown away by just how amazing the performances were. The track line for this, it's not your conventional story, but it was real, it was raw. and I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't know, man. We really enjoyed it. I went in with really low expectations, and I was wowed. Did you go in with low expectations?
I did.
I don't even know. He wasn't gonna go.
I wasn't even gonna go watch it. That's how bad it was, y'all. I was like, do you really want to go? Sam was like, yeah, I want to go, and I was like,
I just had this feeling, man. I had this feeling that, man, I was like, I'm looking at this dude, Jake Gyllenhaal, Bubble Boy. You know what I'm saying? And like, he is in it. I could just tell, like, looking at some of the trailers and some of the pictures. I think the first picture that I saw, he was just built and like looking up. Like, I was like, I gotta see this ninja do this, you know. And like, man, they did it. They did an amazing job with it. I highly recommend it. I think I
stream on Twitch, y'all. But call it a night.
And then we went out.
I just got work too. I was like, I'm chilling in the house, man. Shoot.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I gave it a 10, bro. I gave it a 10. It's that good. It's that good. Yeah.
You're really gonna enjoy it. You're really gonna get something out of it. Not just about the boxing or the action. There is that. There's awesome training montages. There's different things that happen, but you will come out of it encouraged one way or step or form. If anything, looking at the performances done by these amazing actors and actresses. So definitely go and check it out. If you enjoyed our non-spoiler review, please leave a like below. Definitely comment on your thought processes about looking at it, or whether or not going on the fence of looking at Pixels or Paper Towns. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Y'all are amazing people. We love you. This is JVS. We're out. We are phenomenal! Yeah!